Hey guys, Mad Phoenix here with how to fish in Terraria 1.3. So if you're watching this video, most likely you do not know how to fish in Terraria 1.3 because it is actually very confusing at the beginning, and once you get used to it, you will be able to just go it like at this map. Once you get used to it, it's very easy, but you just need to get used to it first. And for me, it was very confusing trying to fish because I had the bait, I had the fishing rod, I just didn't know what to do after that. So if you already have a fishing rod, there are many fishing rods in the Terraria 1.3 update, and I will be listing off which is best for what you're trying to do later in the episode. But first, the first thing you need to make sure that you have a bug net. Now, this is not something I knew about when I was trying to fish. I had a reinforced fishing pole, I was going at it, and I wasn't catching anything. If you don't have a bug net, you can't catch your bait, and you need bait. So you can get stuff from the jungle. The buggy comes from the jungle, and that's the particular bait I prefer. You can use many other baits. There's truffle worms, there's normal worms, there is sluggies, and there's just a whole bunch of baits that you can catch and use, but you have to catch them. So you can just go around your world, and you will find them just around. You will find, if you're in like a tundra biome, it's less common you'll find anything. They're most common in plains biomes. So like, if you go to the Hallow and Plains, because the Hallow is technically a plains biome, it just has more dangerous creatures and stuff, so you can just go over into your local Hallow biome, and you will see little rocks. I'll be putting an overlay picture of what those rocks look like, and you just destroy those rocks and worms will fly, and they actually look like this. And then you destroy them. Sometimes a worm will fly out of those small ones. Typically you need a larger one. The Crimson is also another good alternative, but I wouldn't recommend going there because it's just so dangerous, and if you're in early game, you're going to want a spear if you're going to want to survive there. But anyways, so onto the fishing poles, because catching bait is just kind of like, you need to find it, and there's really no other way to get around that. So with the fishing poles, I currently use the mechanics rod. There are up to 9 different fishing poles in the 1.3 update, and the first one being the wooden fishing pole. This is probably the first one you will use in the game. It has 5% fishing power, and it is just the most basic. Now, fishing power depends on what you want to do. So if you want to catch really rare fish, the wooden fishing pole wouldn't be the best thing to do it with, because it only has 5% fishing power, and 5% fishing power can get you a lot of bass or a lot of just normal fish. And so the higher the fishing power, the more likely you are to catch a rare fish. So then the second one up from that is a reinforced fishing pole. It has 15% fishing power and is a little better for catching rare fish in like the caves and the caverns biomes, and then you can get like prismites and possibly rare fish on the surface, but it's a lot easier done with the Fisher of Souls or the Flesh Catcher. Now the Fisher of Souls and Flesh Catchers are fishing rods that come from their respective corruption biomes in your world. So the Flesh Catcher is from the Crimson, and the Fisher of Souls is from the Corruption. And the Crimson and Corruption, you'll know which one you have in your world. And what you just need to do is you need to get Crimtane or Demonite, whichever one is in your world. That you'll have to check with whichever you have, Crimson or Corruption, to figure out which one you do have. So once you have that figured out, just get your Crimtane or Demonite, and you can just make it on a normal anvil. Now the fiberglass fishing pole, it has 27 fishing power, but it is only found in jungle biomes. You will not find this anywhere else. You can only find it in jungle biomes. And the mechanics rod. This is my current fishing rod, and it is sold by the mechanic on certain nights. If I am correct, it's a quarter moon. I will be putting an overlay picture just in case I am wrong and it is a different form of moon, but I am pretty sure it is the quarter moon. Now then, there's the sitting ducks fishing pole. This one I'm not exactly sure how to get, but it has 40% fishing power and is pretty good. It's good for getting quest fish and stuff. Then there's the hotline that has a 1 in 150 chance as a reward for every finished quest after finishing 25 angler quests. Oh, and I just remembered about the sitting ducks fishing pole. It's sold by the traveling merchant just every once in a while. And then the golden fishing rod. The golden fishing rod is currently the best fishing rod in the game, and it has 50% fishing power and is a reward from the angler after exactly 30 quests, or a 1 in 250 chance after 75. So your best chance to get it is the 30 quests, and if you don't get it, then you're just gonna have to continue doing it over and over and over again until you get one. Now, the reinforced fishing pole is made from iron. I did not say that earlier. It's made from either iron or lead. Okay, so now that the fishing poles are done, it's time to move on to the bait. Now, bait can be a little confusing because when you get it, you'll see it says 40% bait power for the buggies. It's very rare, if you don't have a buggy, that you will get bait that goes above 10 or 15. Now, what is this bait power? Bait power is a way of measuring how many uses you will get out of that specific bait. So, 40% bait power means that you will get 8 uses out of it. Now, every 5% of the bait's power is every use. So every use takes up 5% of that bait's power. Now, buggies, because he has 40% bait power, you can get 8 uses out of him, like I said. But if there's like 15 bait power, 10 bait power, that means you will get 2 to 3 uses out of him. So your bait will level up as far as you go in the jungle. And then there are other baits, such as like Journeyman's bait, Beginner's bait, and Master bait. Now these 3 are only angler rewards, and you can find them in crates. And I will be displaying the picture of what they look like and their percentages on the overlay. So if you have these kind of baits, you can go fishing. Now there is one rare form of bait that you will, if you get it, it will not work for anything except if you use it in the ocean. And this bait is the truffle worm. Now the truffle worm, you'll find it in mushroom biomes. That they are not in overground mushroom biomes though. They are only in underground mushroom biomes. So now that I got that out of the way, what you use them for is you throw them into the ocean, and then it will summon Duke Fishron. Now, if you find a truffle worm, and then you just idly cast it into the ocean, or actually if you don't cast it into the ocean and you cast it someplace else, it will not be able to be used because it has 666 bait power. This not odd number that does not have a 0 or a 5 inhibits it from being used anywhere else except for the purpose of summoning Duke Fishron. So you will not be able to use this in normal fishing areas. Okay, so I will be putting the overlay picture of Duke Fishron and the truffle worm, and so that's pretty much all there is for fishing. So just happy fishing, and I hope you can get some better fish than I do, because I don't really get many good fish. But that's just how to fish. This is just a basic guide. I will not be going into advanced techniques and fishing farms and quests. That I might do at a later date. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm Mad Phoenix, and I will see you in the next video, which will be one random game I play.